getting into this game. I'm going to pull up the tweet from Experience because he was not feeling himself going into that game. Let me scroll down just a little bit. Oh, yeah, he said, I have to fight Luna for top 8 again, and I can't do what I did last time, but don't expect anything spectacular. I'm just going to get 3-0'd. Okay. So either Experience is just a bold-faced liar, or this Sidra is working wonders for him.
Yeah, no, I don't know. That's the top player mix-up, bro. So y'all, you always got to downplay yourself or your character or anything like that, because no one wants to be the guy who gets proven wrong on the other side. Like, yeah, I'm going to 3-0 him, and then you get 3-0'd. Yeah. It looks worse than if you say I'm going to get 3-0'd and then you win. So, you know, I see the option select, and you're not getting past me. Anyway, here we are. Stingray doing exactly what Stingray was doing actually last week in dubs too, man. Like, he was super elusive and getting a lot of clean punishes. So I think Stingray might actually be a bit of an issue here for Experience, at least at the beginning. Experience finally get himself a cannon in hand, but has not really been able to break that offense, or at least the punish game here of Stingray yet.
It's going to be the same thing with Stingray that we've said about a lot of the Orions for the Summer Championship. That Spear desig as a punish tool is incredible. Oh, yeah. It is so easy to use because it has such a generous hitbox, hitting on both sides. If your opponent has like dodged through you, you can still pick them up. If they didn't dodge through you and are right on top of you, still picks them up. If they're in the other direction, still picks them up. Has a lot of strength on it, a lot of force on it, which means you can get KOs from the middle of the stage like we basically just saw from Stingray. So, yeah, this is just such a great character pick. It's one he's been sticking with more than a lot of other players. Even though we've seen Orion creep up recently, Stingray is one of the OGs.
Yeah, I mean, that dash, I mean, really, like, everything you said about desig is insane. Because I feel like dash desig is, like...
It's so good.
It's so good. It doesn't matter. Unless you know that it's coming and you immediately jumped and got out of there, or at least, air dodge back, you're getting hit. And so, like, it covers so much space. It's very quick. He tried it right there, but, yeah, no, Experience going to be ready for it. Does get a small punish, but he actually still off the stage. Yeah, I think he could potentially touch the wall again, but it doesn't matter. The pogo is still there one more time. Stingray looking extra good in this first game.
Classic Spear edgeguard with the double pogo to clean that one up. The iframes were done, and Experience ends up taking the bottom side of a neutral air to start this one off. No major initiations once Experience grabbed the sword. There was a weapon toss, but it was dodged through by Stingray, so no push after that. Experience really camping out that soft platform. Stingray's going to go up there and meet him, at least throw out the D-Light, doesn't get the straight follow-up. Experience really seems to be at a loss here for how to get in on Stingray, which wasn't the case with Kaina when we're talking about like the West Orion that we saw yesterday. Yeah. Once he made the switch, then he found his way in.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely looking pretty rough for Experience too, and this is kind of interesting to see because, yeah, there's like a pretty good burst options on the cannon, but he has not been able to get anything going for him, and he's been getting hard punished every time, trying to make it back to stage, managed to slide through that, but still can't. I mean, he's getting a punish, but he's not getting the follow-up that he will want off of that punish, so therefore he's not really getting a crazy amount of damage like the way that Stingray is, who managed to at least get a weapon toss after, hitting Experience every time.
Experience wants a weapon so bad.
Yeah.
He knows things are looking really hopeless. No way he's going to be able to do that without a weapon. Okay, goes for the D-Light ground pound. Knew that a recovery wouldn't get the KO. Knew that the GC neutral heavy wouldn't get the KO whatsoever. Also, he just GC'd the D-Light. So he went for the max damage. Because Stingray's still in the orange on second stock. Yo, that was so close. Ends up going back into the weapon toss. The dodge is down again. No major aggression off stage from Stingray. It's too risky. You don't need to do that. You can just wait. Jumping in the pile of hate taunt is so funny.
Yeah, that's mad good. So it's funny too because it's the Black Knight. It's like, it depends on the skin, so it's like now you're not really hiding, okay? Yeah. You're like, all that armor's not getting under that hay. So, but no, this was definitely a rough game right here for Experience. Look at that, 346 to 626. A lot of damage being put out here by Stingray. A lot of connections as well too. I mean, you can see the hit count, the 47 accuracy to the 31, and he threw out more moves. So he's being able to throw out more moves and hit more successfully. And look at that, look at the damage right here. Mostly spear.
Yeah. It's a totally spear-dominated game from Stingray. He did more damage with the spear than Experience did total. And that's kind of the same thing for Experience as well, except those numbers were much less healthy if we're talking about an individual level. 198 damage from the cannon compared to 32 damage from the sword. Yeah. So Experience making the insta-switch.
Yeah, I was going to say, he did more damage with that spear than the rest of the damage in the game combined, so, which is like pretty insane to say because that just means that was some insane spear work. But here on the other side of things, we have the Val coming out with the Stevani crossover. So hopefully you know, this swap can definitely do something to him because the cannon did not help. I mean, I know that he was looking for it more than anything. He actually got a sword at the end of that game and just immediately threw it away and went back to like waiting for a weapon spawn for the cannon. But the cannon just really didn't help him out. So he is going to have to lean on the sword and maybe the gauntlets, depending on if he actually decides to use them. He's holding down that weapon right now, doing a good job of at least keeping some damage here onto Stingray, but Stingray still has a solid lead.
So my question for experience is, where is this Stevani coming from? It's not the craziest pick whatsoever, but if you look at previous character choices, I mean, even the Sidra isn't what we're used to seeing in terms of a canon legend from experience. It's been the Amethyst, which is the Zul crossover. I mean, you're looking at the second most reported legend. That's a Rayman, which, yeah, has gauntlets like this Val pick, like this Stevani, but the number 2 legend is going to be that Rayman. The third most reported legend, Taros, then Mordex, then Moonin. So really, where is this Stevani coming from? I don't know if this is just like an out-of-left field pick, or maybe it's just something that he's worked on since MSI or since Spring Championships, and we just haven't had an official event since then to really see that this is a tournament viable option for experience.
Yeah, because I mean, when I think about experience, I was definitely thinking more so Rayman. That's what he was doing a lot at the at MSI. So, you know, kind of surprising to see this pick, and he is out there not counting his jumps and not really being able to jump back into because of after that recovery, he was already sweat beating. Stingray saw it. It's like, I'm going to come out here with a Sayer. You can't get past this. Yeah, experience is just going to be out of that stock. Kind of to himself, really. I don't really feel like he got hit out there. It seems like he was, you know, just trying to jock for position or at least kind of stall it out a little bit and didn't count his jumps or count his air actions.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Well, you know, sometimes it happens. See if he can get back to this game, at least get a stock and try to get some of this momentum rolling. But, I mean, this is going to be this hill is almost vertical. Like is this type of hill you have to climb right now.
You got to climb this with, like, all fours. It's not a hill anymore. You're climbing a rock wall.
Yeah, this is a wall. So it's looking kind of rough. And he hasn't really been able to get too much damage onto this stock. Does finally find the KO with the gauntlets. What's he going to stay with? Decides to stay with the sword. Okay.
So we're seeing this Stingray Spear, of course, like last game, doing the majority of the damage, the large majority of the damage, because Experience wasn't able to get in. Now we're swapping over to this Stevani pick, which has gauntlets, struggling to get in just as much, if not more, to get in on that Spear. Okay, almost still had that dodge to be able to dodge towards the wall, get the touch. Experience, he's just kind of running for his life.
Yeah, I mean, that's all he really can do. I mean, Stingray is such an oppressive force right now, and Experience doesn't really seem to have the answers for either one of these weapons. I feel like, you know, obviously Stingray hasn't been on the Lance that much, but he's still getting a lot. That was insane.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever seen that follow-up.
Yeah, the GCD sync to then KO off the top that high in the air. I can't remember if he was orange. We'll see it on the replay when he actually gets hit by the down signature from Stingray. There was that fall that kind of spelled curtains for this game. Sidelight, neutral air, true combo. GCD sync, he was red when that hit, but it was like 2.5 jump heights up, and it was still enough to KO off the top. No swap off of the Stevani.
All right. This interesting, because I feel like Stevani might have done worse than the Sidra, to be honest. I mean, but a lot of that, again, I feel like there was a couple times where the Experience just wasn't counting the jumps or something. He was putting himself way off stage, but he is indeed just running for his life right now. This is a horror film. It's a slasher film, and he's definitely the one who's about to trip off one of those logs and get cut in half. So, man, this is not what I was expecting when we got into the set. Like, not at all.
Same here. Same here. Even if you look at Experience's stats on his just raw account compared to what he's actually doing in tournaments, the Val is going to be his 7th highest leveled legend, coming in at a level 47. If you look at the top ones, it's going to be a Zul, a Mirage, a Mordex, a Rayman. Some of those we would expect to see before this Val pick. So this is definitely an interesting choice. We'll see if he continues this one. I mean, if he makes it through on the winner side of the bracket, or if he makes the change when he goes down onto the elimination side into something we're a little bit more familiar with.
Yeah, I mean, because at this point, I mean, he's going to have to come to the drawing board with something else. I mean, again, like, you know, he said he wasn't confident in his last game, but I feel like that tweet actually kind of applied to this game because Stingray is all over him right now. He said he was going to get 3-0'd. He was just one game late. If he can't not make something happen here now, he does have some all right damage here on to Stingray. And Stingray is still doing the chase down stuff, but the interesting part about the way the Experience is playing is that even with Stingray swinging like he is, Experience is not getting any punishes for these, like, you know, these swings. So he's really just running. Like, there's no like, oh, I'm baiting you out. He's actually just running away.
And that's possibly the reason we find ourselves on Enigma here with those 3 soft platforms. That gives Experience plenty of room to run away, but we also see him extending his running away from those soft platforms to the further outer reaches of the stage, which means Stingray's going to come up there. Nice side signature.
Okay.
This is like the biggest sign of life we've seen in a hot minute from Experience when he picks up that side signature right over that corner. Now Experience is the one in the middle of the stage. Stingray the one on the soft platforms. They've now traded positions. Stingray's going to have to push on top of him if he doesn't want Experience to continue juggling those weapons, delay the weapon spawn. Experience moving up. Stingray grabs the spear.
All right, man. So Stingray, you know, he's obviously been going crazy on the spear. Experience, once again, still, you know, trying to play this very elusive game. I mean, it's a big game of cat and mouse right now between Stingray and Experience. But the cat is definitely catching this mouse quite a bit.
Now, this is like some classic Experience gameplay, or like one of the sides of classic Experience gameplay. There's like, inside of Experience, there are 2 experiences. One is like crazy, insane, oppressive, you just can't handle what's going on. The other one is what we're seeing now, which is sort of that slowing down, that running away, that trying to find your openings no matter how long it takes.
Yeah, so the frustrating experience is what we're getting right now.
Absolutely.
Instead of the insane experience right now. So this is, yeah, this could be a little rough. I feel like Stingray, I mean, is doing a good job of at least dealing with the ink. Also catching Stingray, you know, because of the way that he's being willing to go out there like that. Well, not only is he burning all of Experience's options, but a lot of the times Experience is just sitting in sweat beads because of the fact that he's running so hard.
And because of that, we're seeing Stingray control basically all of the center stage. Stingray is spending most of his time in that sort of bubble in between all the soft platforms and the main stage itself, which means he's far enough away from the blast zone. What hit can Experience find right now that's going to lead to a KO? Virtually nothing. Ooh. He does find that side air the second that Stingray gets to the other side of him, which is really what he needed. The second Experience moved up onto that soft platform, could get through Stingray, then you saw the turnaround.
Yeah, it was like he wasn't going to get anything from the middle of the stage going out, but he definitely will get something on the outer side of the stage going out. Was luckily able to dodge through and get himself a great punish here, but still, I mean, Stingray does have a little bit of a lead here, still doing most of the chasing, and I do think the Experience's runaway gameplay has, you know, evolved into a little bit more punishing as he's able to actually keep this game even, but, you know, as far as the lead goes, I'm not sure if he has it yet, and then it kind of turns on the Jets just for a quick second. And now he's right back to his gameplay.
So let's look at the way these 2 roads could diverge in a wood. One of them is Experience loses this game, and Stingray gets the 3-0, moves on, Experience goes down to the elimination side of the bracket. That's basically all we need to say about that. The other road is Experience wins this game, bans down to 3 maps left, could leave Enigma open, but I bet Stingray does not go back to this map. Oh, it's done. It's done. It's over. That was Stingray's game to lose. Once he picked that D-Light up, once the dodge was done, we knew it was curtains and the victory for Stingray.
Yeah, that's a big G right there. Stingray says, yeah, I don't care how long you're running, I will catch you. You know, I'm going to find you. So he was definitely Liam Neeson and Taken right now, so he's going to find you. So got to give it up to Stingray. I know sometimes trying to chase someone down in any game, to be honest, can be a little frustrating, but he was like, I have resilience. I'm going to go ahead and take this game regardless. It may take a little longer, but I'm still going to be the victor.
And that's the patience of Stingray. That's kind of a little bit of the culture of the group of Brawlhalla gamers that he kind of came up with, because he came up with guys